What's up, guys? How are you doing? It's been a long time, it feels like. It's been a long time since we took a leverage trade on live stream. Let's see here. Sent out this trade today, this morning. Told everyone this has been a long time since we put on a $1 million long position. But today is the day, and it makes sense today, I think. So we are long, and here's the thing. If we get to 32K, then I absolutely expect way more, okay? Let's look. This is what I'm thinking, okay? These are the two things I'm basically watching for. We could break out now, or we could break out a little bit later, right? And maybe we have to come down a little lower to 23, 22K before we ultimately go higher. Okay, this is more like 2019 right here, and this would be our own history being made here. So, to me, you're bullish regardless, because if we got to go a little lower, that's the thing. We're only going to go a little lower, in my opinion. A lot of people think that, we're going to make new lows. I already called the bottom. These idiots need to pay attention, So, the way I see it, the absolute worst case is 18 to 20K. But, I don't think that's happening, honestly, for now, because the rate of change here has just been so slow. This is bullish. The fact that we've been selling off so slowly, this is not bearish. Okay? Because, look, this is bearish price action. See that? Bam. See the rate of change? That's bearish price action. This is bullish right here. It's slow, it's calm, and it's just, as it's going down, buyers are coming in as well. And it's just such a slow rate of change that, that's bullish price action. I've explained this before. The most bullish thing you can do is when you go up a lot, cool down, and you go slow down, right? The bearish thing you do is you pump up and you dump off. That's bearish. That's bearish. That's bullish. We're not getting that price action. We're getting this. We pumped like crazy, and we haven't even pulled back like 50% of the move, right? So look, we went up 60%. We haven't even pulled back 30%. Right? And look how fast we went up. We went up 60% in 30 days. Yet in 60 days, we've only went down 15%. This is bullish as hell. That's so bullish. Because look, in another way, look how long here it takes to go up. It takes 71 days to go up 46%. And it takes 45 days to go down 47%. That's bearish. This is the opposite of this, okay? It's the complete opposite. A lot of people don't pay attention to the rate of change of something. The rate of change is one of the, it's the best thing, not the best thing, but it's one of the factors that you pick up on when you're reading the charts, is the rate of change of the thing you're looking at, And that's how you feel the charts better. Is you can feel the rate of change by looking at it, seeing it. So, yeah, this is bullish. I don't care what anyone says. Yeah, could we have to come down a little lower before going higher? Yeah, it's possible, but we could break out right now. So I'm playing long. That's all I'm looking to do is long, long, long. Why would I short this market? When the downside is just so puny. The real money will be made on the long side, man. I try to tell everyone that here when we flip bullish. I told you I'm a full-time bull from this point forward. Go back and watch my video when I called the bottom. So that's the thing, right? I was a full-time bear from there to there to there to there to there to there, and flip bull there, and now we're full-time bull. not only did we long the bottom here, but if you were in my alerts, you also remember when we longed the bottom of this dip. And now I'm trying to long the bottom of whatever dip this is here. Now, could that be here? Yes, but it could also be here objectively. It could be at 23, 24K, and I'm ready for that. I understand that can happen. But the point is, we long this bottom, we long that bottom, and we're looking along either that bottom or this bottom, wherever it's going to be. Because, like I said, the real and the big money will be made on the bull side, in my opinion. Wow, we got 116 viewers. Happy to see everyone here. Should you drop 20K on Bitcoin with no leverage to hold it long term and not worry about getting stopped out? It's up to you, dude. Think, do you want to hold $20,000 in cash? Wait a minute. Like Bitcoin should eventually go to 100K plus. It should, as long as like something doesn't replace it, which I don't think anything's going to replace it. So if Bitcoin's going to 500K and you hold $20,000 in cash today, 20,000 USD, 20K USD, I mean, you're going to get priced out in Bitcoin in the future, right? 20K USD is equal to like 0.8 Bitcoin right now. 0.80 BTC. And then later, you're going to be priced out of that. So if you keep your $20,000 USD right now and Bitcoin hits 500K, now you only have 1/25th of a Bitcoin. You're only going to have 0.04 Bitcoin. So you're going to be priced out. So it's up to you. What do you want to hold? Do you want to hold 20,000 US dollars? Or do you want to hold 0.8 Bitcoin? I'd rather have 0.8 Bitcoin. Later, you know 99% chance Bitcoin's going to hit 500,000. So you know you're going to be priced out if you hold those US dollars. The funny part is, most people in the world, they don't own real estate. They don't own crypto. They just, in their checking account or their bank account, they pay their bills, they pay their expenses, and they do everything in USD. And so these people who today in their bank account may have $1,000 USD, but they don't have anything else besides, that. I mean, they're just going to get priced out of everything here in dollars. I didn't say Bitcoin's hitting 500K this bull run, but it's going to eventually. It's like pretty much programmed. And it's funny, the US is getting so tight on regulations, and I love to see everyone is just leaving the US. Exchanges, especially Binance, is leaving the US. Coinbase is leaving the US. BitGet has now left the US. Congratulations to BitGet. I'm very happy by BitGet to leave the US. That's a great move. No exchange should be bullied by the US. No exchange should have to put up with the US's bullshit, in my opinion. So I fully support that. So now, if you want to use BitGet from the US, all you need is a VPN and you're fine. It's a no KYC exchange. You don't have to KYC. And if you ever need to cash out your money, you send it to whatever exchange you cash out, Kraken or Binance, and you can cash out there if you need to. But yeah, I'm very happy that BitGet is leaving the US. And I hope every single exchange in the world will do that. And I hope, that it's a great thing. So, target for Bitcoin for me right now, 27,400. This morning, basically, I was watching the price action, and I saw this wick. Like I was just watching the price, and I saw how fast they gobbled up this dip. And typically, okay, when you have an aggressive move to the downside that just gets slurped up instantly, it's a good sign, usually. Okay, because like, for example, look at this big wick right here. Bam, look at the bottom. You don't go below that bottom. Look at this big wick right there. Bam, bottom. You don't go below that bottom. Look at this big wick here. Bam. We're hoping to not go below that bottom. Now, if we do, that's where our stop loss is. So, thing about these big wicks is they're good when the dip is aggressively slurped up like that. It's oftentimes a great bottom indication if it lines up with other stuff. So look right here, right? Look at this big wick right here. Bam. We don't go below that bottom, right? It's just up from there. So look, bam, big wick, and we don't go below there for quite some time. Big wick, you don't go below there. Big wick, you don't go below there, right? Obviously you do, like how much later? Like a couple days later. But short term, these are great bottom signals if it lines up with the rest of your analysis. So the rest of our analysis would be, guess what? Bullish price action. We went up very fast, and now we are moving very slow. That is, once again, bullish price action. Okay? Bearish price action, you go up fast and you come down faster. That's bearish. Going up fast, going slow is bullish. So I got bullish price action. I got what some people would call a bull flag. I got this support right here. And I got just the overall fact that I'm just bullish on the market. So remember, you go up very fast and slow down, that's bullish. You go up very fast and you dump real fast, that's bearish. So once again, we got overall bullish price action. It doesn't mean you can't dip. It doesn't mean we can't drop. It doesn't mean I can't be wrong. But there's way more signs to be bullish here than not, and we're up $3,000, which is not much, but if we're right, if this does break out to the extent that we think it can, the way I'm looking at it is, if I'm wrong, I'm going to take a $6,000 loss here. I'm going to lose $6,000. 6K. If I'm right, we're going to make about $35,000 at my first target. This is where I would expect us to hit. So plus 35K plus if I'm right. But then, look, there is a real chance that Bitcoin could break out. It may not. Like what can also happen is if we get up to 27.4, we could top out there again as well and start working our way down. Okay. So this is my main target I'm focused on, is this level right here. If I'm up 35K here, I want to lock in like 25,000 profit, 20,000 profit, and then I want to let the rest ride. Set my stop loss to break even here, and that would be the ultimate goal of the trade here. So looking to make 35K plus. If I'm wrong, lose minus $6,000. That's my plan right now. So let's get a clean chart going here. Once again, dude, this is overall bullish price action. Doesn't mean, I know a lot of people say bam, 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 right? And people can look at that way if they want. But this is elementary analysis, is say lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. Things don't make lower highs forever. Things don't make lower lows forever. And of course, that's very biased to just look at your time frame of like a 1 month time frame and say, look at my elementary analysis, whenever you can literally just zoom out. And then, oh wow, all these guys who want to talk about lower high, lower low, lower, and then you can literally just zoom out and go higher low, higher low, higher low. So I really get annoyed when I see people with their elementary analysis go say this higher low, lower low bullshit. I think it's total garbage. I think it's like it's like one of the most bullshit things I hear people say that just it really annoys the shit out of me, but it's okay. But yeah, clean chart. Bam. Came perfectly down to this level. 25K, everyone gets bearish there. As everyone gets bearish there, we had maybe bullish divergence, you could say there. Yeah, I don't know. Now, I mean, best thing to do is look at stock charts for me right now. I'm looking at the stock charts. Oh, also, let's do this. BTC USD / NDQ. So, as you guys know, Bitcoin's been underperforming the stock market hard recently. So we can look at that chart, and this is another important thing in my analysis right now, is we came perfectly down to this support after downtrending versus the NASDAQ for like 64 days. Okay, so this is one of the most bullish setups you can do in all of trading, is whenever an asset has been falling for an extended period of time into a major support level, 9 times out of 10 it's going to bounce like crazy coming out of that, or it's going to get a very strong reaction out of that. So just remember this setup for the future. I can show you another setup of this. So for example, let's go to LIX. Okay, LIX, same exact setup. I'll show you guys this, right? So look at LIX, right? Look how it was selling off for like 60 days. 60-day sell-off into massive support. And so look how strong it bounces off there. Bam. 49% pump in days. Whereas here it dropped 50% in 60 days. So it drops 50% in 60 days and it goes back up, right? 52% in 5 days. So it's this is like one of the most beautiful freaking things, guys. Let's go Bitcoin. All right, one of the most beautiful freaking setups, it's like the best, it's the best thing ever, dude. And as you guys know, if you've been in my alerts, when was the last time I took a big trade? It's been months. I haven't taken a big trade on Bitcoin in like 2 or 3 months now. We have not been trading Bitcoin because it's been shit. It's been boring. There hasn't been much there for us. That's why we've been trading memes. But now look, memes are slowing down, and guess what? It's time to trade Bitcoin right now. I'm thinking we're approaching that time where it's time to trade Bitcoin, right? That's why I'm back. It's so funny, people will tell me, hey man, stop making videos about meme coins. We want you to talk about Bitcoin. You're an idiot, dude. The shit, Bitcoin hasn't moved for like 3 months, and you want me to talk about it while Bitcoin is moving 3% in like 3 months. Meme coins are moving up 3,000+% in 3 months. So you got a lot of idiotic people who try to tell me what to do as if I don't know where's the best place to be to make money. That's all I care about is where can I go to make the most money, hopefully right now. Right now, Bitcoin is where I'm going to make the money, I think. That's why I'm here. Now, if in a week from now I think meme coins are where all the money's to be made, that's where I'll be. If in a month from now all the money to be made is in NFTs, that's where I'll be. I'm not an idiot who's just going to like be blind and so biased towards one thing that I'm going to let it stop me from making money, in another thing. all this stuff is tradable. You can trade NFTs, you could trade meme coins, you could trade Bitcoin. If you know how to read charts, if you understand, you got some experience, then you could trade any and all these things. So I don't see what's the big deal. You got all these people who are unable to adapt. When Bitcoin goes literally silent for months, they want to tell me to talk about it when I'm talking about exactly what I should be talking about, which is meme coins, right? And if next week it's NFTs, then next week it's NFTs. I'm not gonna fight it. I'm gonna go where the money's gonna be made. You know, it's funny because a lot of you guys, you know, say your net worth is below 50,000 right now. It's like, bro, you don't have a fucking choice. You need to leave Bitcoin. You need to go make the money where it's to be made. Stop being married to one thing. You know, especially if you're not in a position where like you actually need to make some money to pay your damn bills and shit. Like, stop being picky, stop being stupid, and go make the money where it's to be made. Doesn't make any sense. Let's go. So, yeah, dude. I know a lot of people will probably like look at this trend line right here and say, well, if we break out past that, it's guaranteed sunshine and blast off. But another common pattern here is, see that high right there? You break out, bam, right above that high, come down, wreck the longs, continue higher. So just because you clear this trend line doesn't mean everything's like we're going up for sure. It can, but I'm just saying, I know a lot of people think probably that, and then I'm sure there's a lot of people who think, actually this is one of the dumbest things I've ever seen, is people think that like, see how people could say this is a channel? People think that if you break below a channel, that means it's over. This is one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. Okay, when the market is uptrending and you have a descending channel, you like, the logic is just so bad. I don't even know if I can explain like how stupid that is, but you know, there's just a bunch of these technical analysis, like, just weirdos, bro. Like, does that make sense? Like, or do I really have to explain this? Because, like, to me, if you actually think, oh my god, we just broke down below a descending channel, like, if that's actually how you think, like, I don't know how to explain to you how dumb that is. Like, the logic, I don't even know how to explain it. It's so logical that I can't even put into words how stupid that is. Like, I don't know how to. Yeah, the only indicator that matters a lot to me as of now is RSI. I love the RSI. I teach in the Crash Training Charts course, I teach RSI, MACD, and accumulation distribution. Accumulation distribution is a lot better for stocks, I find. So I don't use it a ton here on Bitcoin. Although, let's slap it on and let's look at it for Bitcoin. And let's see, maybe as we've been trending downwards, you know, you can see here, as we've been going down, accumulation has been fine. It's been at the same level. And that's how you know, overall, this is not, they're not selling off everything. Like, it's, I don't know, I teach the divergence in the course. It's pretty simple, but like, if this was more dangerous, we should probably see the distribution line going down at a significant rate. Instead, you could really even say it's like, as we set the top right here, we went down here, which is right there. I mean, now you could say There's been slight distribution. It's nothing. There's nothing dangerous or out of the ordinary. Where I would be worried is if like we were going down here, and then distribution was going like that. That's when you would be saying, oh, this is bearish, but like it's not. And I didn't have to look at the accumulation distribution to understand that this is bullish selling, right? Because I told you earlier in the stream, it's the rate of change. We went up 50% in like 3 weeks, and then we go down 15% in 2 months. It's totally different. That's bullish selling. Let's see though. I want to look at some stock charts. So once again, Bitcoin over the NASDAQ. So remember LIX, right? Look at LIX. Same exact pattern in LIX that we are seeing in the Bitcoin over the NASDAQ. Once again, what is that pattern? It's crazy, dude. This is crazy. Let's go ahead and do this. Bam to bam. Okay, so the scaling is not going to be... Oh my god, this is crazy, bro. It's fucking crazy, dude. Like, I'm telling you, these patterns, the way they move, right? I told you, I said, remember this pattern right here. When you have an extended sell-off that goes on for a long period of time into a major support level, like a major level, all right, you've been selling off for a long time into that major level, like literally 9 times out of 10, you're going to get a very good bounce off that. This is one of the most powerful fucking setups in all trading. And if this happens like 6 times a year and you would just trade this 6 times a year, you'll probably win 5 out of the 6 times. And on each trade, you could just bank huge. Because you can play big size on trades like this, right? So if you sell all your stocks and go into Bitcoin right there, like that's a beautiful trade. I don't know if it's possible to trade the pair in like I don't know at all. The point is, this pattern right here, you just saw it happen in LIX. Now you're about to see it happen in Bitcoin over the NASDAQ to some extent. Will it be as strong as that bounce of 52%? Well, clearly a 52% bounce is just ridiculous on this pair right here, right? Like, because the scaling is different, right? So I'm not saying expect 52% bounce, although honestly it could still happen easily. But the point is, just remember this pattern. This pattern will make you so much money if you remember it. Massive extended period of time selling off into a major level. You get that 9 times out of 10, you're going to get a strong bounce. That's the key takeaway from that. Do I trade stocks? I used to trade stocks and options only, but now I just trade crypto only now, for the most part. I just like crypto so much more. I love being able to send money when I want, whenever I want, as much as I want. Not having to deal with bank transfers as much. Love keeping as much money in crypto. More money in crypto than in the bank. So but yeah. Also, let's talk about, remember when I called the bottom in Bitcoin, right? When I called the bottom in Bitcoin, a major reason for that was that, well, we can't go back that far anymore. I don't have my premium logged in on this computer for stock charts, but basically when the price of something just stops moving, right? When the price gets very stagnant, when the price gets super slow and gross and there's no movement, it's bullish. And so look at Chainlink. Look at all these tiny little candles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But it's not going below that bottom. It's not going anywhere. Okay? This price action is is very, very similar to the bottom in Bitcoin at 16K. Okay? You didn't have to even show me that this was Chainlink. You could show me anything. This could be, once again, I always say it, this could be toilet paper, this could be lumber, this could be water, doesn't matter. If I didn't know the ticker and I was just looking at this chart here, I would look at this price action, I would say, oh, that looks very similar to Bitcoin whenever it was at 16K. I don't need to know what the ticker is. I don't need to know what asset class it is to see the price action. The way it's moving is similar to Bitcoin at 16K. Now, of course, if Bitcoin does break down, then yeah, Chainlink's probably going to break down. But right now, Bitcoin's not breaking down. And as long as Bitcoin's not breaking down, then this is actually going to be an area where it could seriously be a nice bottom, so long as Bitcoin and the rest of the market is cooperating, which right now it is cooperating, right? Thing is obviously Chainlink would take off higher after later. It's going to be probably delayed because like Chainlink is down 1% on the day. Bitcoin is up 1% on the day. So clearly Chainlink is underperforming right now. And it's just kind of in that slow phase. But this is something I would pay attention to, is like if the market does flip back bullish here, imagine Bitcoin does actually start to break out, like I was showing you earlier, right? Then that's when I'd be very confident to buy Chainlink heavy right here, because it has a 16K bottom price action looking structure right now. Whereas if like the market is cooperating, Chainlink is lagging, but it's showing the right price action, which is slow until it all happens at once. This is something where I could confidently say, okay, bam, the market's cooperating. The market is good. This has been underperforming, but it's got the right price action and structure for a major, major bottom. That's when you can go in very heavy on something, knowing, all right, I'm going to buy it at $5.10. I'll cut it if it hits $4.80. So minimal risk, and then the upside, you got 30 cents of risk there, and this thing could be going back up to $8, right? Could be going back up to $10 from there. So 30 cents of risk for $5 of upside. That's obviously a beautiful trade. Like, I'm just thinking about this stuff out loud, right? I'm not saying I'm buying heavy into Chainlink right now. Like you clearly see, what am I doing? I'm in spot positions, and I am long on Bitcoin with leverage right now. And I'm just thinking out loud as to the way I'm looking at some of the charts, the way I'm looking at some things. I'm just making an observation saying, the way Chainlink is moving, very similar to the way Bitcoin was moving down at 16K. This is something I'm keeping my eye out on, because if the market cooperates, it's very likely Chainlink's going to set the freaking bottom of bottoms right there, right? It's got the right price structure. It's got the right movement for that to happen. So it's just something I'm looking out on. I don't know though. Yeah, I mean, I'm bullish as hell on Monkeys and Gatsby. I'm so bullish on them. And those probably Monkeys. I think when Monkeys hits 100 million market cap, and I think in a bull market it can hit $1 billion plus market cap still. Like, I think Monkeys will probably be the greatest trade of my life, and all I have to do is not fuck it up. So, I put an amount in. Now, I just have to not fuck it up. Okay? If you bought SHIB at a 1 million market cap and you sold it at 10 million market cap, congrats, you made it 10x. But you fucked it up because it goes on to go to like 80 billion. So, at the end of the day, you put in money that you don't need, and I don't need that money. So now, I'm going to let it grow into hopefully being the best trade of my life. Because I know the objective upside potential. I'm not here shitting my pants looking at a freaking chart of something of Monkeys. It's gonna dip. There's gonna be 75% dips, whatever. My job, I'm not trying to fuck up thing is, how many times can you have a trade that can make you $30 million plus with such little put in? It's very rare. So you'd be a fool to cut off a trade that has the potential to go and make you so much money. It's foolish to cut that off. And that's what most people do. As soon as something is not going the way they want, they give up on it. You start a business, and in the first 3 months, it's not going out. You haven't made much money from your business, and you would have made more money from a job. You give up on it. You start going to the gym, and you're not losing weight fast enough. You give up on it. You're not building muscle fast enough. You give up on it. That's what most people do. As soon as there's any sign of hardship, as soon as there's any sign of things not going their way, they stop. Okay, and think about it. When you're trading assets like Bitcoin, Ethereum, it is the same thing. There's going to be hardships in the price of that thing because nothing goes up in a straight line. Your progress in the gym, your progress with money, Bitcoin's progress, nothing. There's no such thing as just linear progress, up and up and up without any difficulty, you know? So there's the way I see the world is that I understand the caliber of the trade the monkeys is. I could literally make $30 million plus off monkeys easily. This just has to go to $1 billion plus market cap, which to most people that sounds crazy right now. And I don't care if people think that's crazy or not. I know how legitimate of a chance it has to do that. So if you have a legitimate chance, an extremely real chance to make $30 million plus from a single trade, why would I cut that off? Why would I limit the potential of that trade? But what most people do, as soon as the trade's not going their way, or as soon as there's a red candle, I'm out. Well, okay, if you can't get through any harder or slower period times, then don't expect to make it out on the other side when things pay off big. That's the same thing, like I said, with the gym and with everything. So Gatsby and monkeys are those are my top 2 meme plays by far. And I think easily on those two, I really think I could make 30 million plus on between monkeys and Gatsby if we lit that ride into the next bull market, into 2025, 2026. I know how easily 30 million plus can be made on those. So I'm not trying to cut off such a beautiful opportunity. You don't get opportunities like that in your life very often. So you'd be foolish to cut off such a rare opportunity. It's just crazy to think, and that is part of being good, part of being skilled, part of being rich is, people waste opportunities in front of them. And obviously, if you're going to make it to $50 million or $100 million, probably how do you get there? By not wasting opportunities or cutting off opportunities early, right? Because you understand the magnitude of an opportunity. You understand the potential of an opportunity. Whereas the broke people, they don't understand the magnitude. They don't understand the actual potential. They don't actually objectively understand what is there to gain versus what is there to lose. So that's why they'll stay broke, because they don't understand. They're not good enough. They're not skilled enough to see what's in front of them. That's why you'll have someone cut SHIB at a $5 million market cap before it goes on to 80 billion. You got a 5x, but it goes on to 80 billion because you just simply were either too emotional or too clueless to understand the objective upside. If you set aside the emotions, if you set aside your bias, if you set aside your ego, as goofy as it may sound, the coin called monkeys or Gatsby, monkeys can go to $1 billion plus market cap. It can objectively. So to think you get in so low, right, and have that chance, and a very real chance, not even a tiny chance, there's a very real chance you make 1,000x there. Please find me another opportunity where you can actually not have a miracle chance, but a great chance at making 1,000x. You can't find those opportunities in this world often. So when you have that opportunity, you gotta let it run. You gotta let it go. You gotta let it grow into its potential. You know, if you find Bitcoin at $10 and you sell it at $30, that's your fault. You just wasted the opportunity of a lifetime that was given to you. And you're only going to get so many of those in your life. Thank you, Bitcoin, for pumping on stream and making me look even better. Guys, I'm telling you, when you have, let's say in your life you're going to have 10 life-changing opportunities. Let's say you think this is life-changing opportunity number 1 and it fails. Bam, fails. Life-changing opportunity number 2, fails. Life-changing opportunity number 3, fails. But guess what? It's called a life-changing opportunity for a reason. Because the one that actually you allow to grow into its full potential, if that's your life-changing opportunity, bam, your life has changed. You may have failed that time, but bam, okay? The thing is, one second, guys, I'm reading some messages. Thing is, like, imagine you fail on this opportunity. You fail on this opportunity. You fail on this opportunity. You buy Bitcoin at $10 here, and you sell it at $30, and you close off this opportunity. Now, you just let this life-changing opportunity go to waste. Congrats, bro. You're only going to get like 5 more in your life. 3, 4, 5. Okay? So, you know, if you fail, and then you let past failures stop you from winning here, now you're going to waste that life-changing opportunity. Once again, you're only going to have so many insane caliber opportunities in your life. And most people, they will waste them. They won't identify them when it's in front of them. And that's how your 10 life-changing opportunities go to waste. And now your life isn't changed. Now, I don't know. That's one way to explain it. But the point is, you know, you're going to have objectively opportunities that you're going to see and you're going to realize, holy shit, maybe it's a 30% chance, but that is the highest chance I'll ever see to make X amount of money. If you bought Bitcoin at $10, for example, and you could see the upside potential, you may have thought when Bitcoin was at $10, you may have thought, yeah, this seems a little too niche. I don't know if people are ever going to get into this shit. But if they do, oh, I'm going to make $80 million on Bitcoin. And so you could cut it off or you can let it ride. Now, in the case of monkeys, you know, if you got to secure your initials, secure more than your initials and let it ride, because there are going to be very few opportunities in your life, in my opinion, that are going to be a similar caliber, that are going to be at such a good probability of hitting such a ridiculous return. There's going to be very few opportunities ever like that. And I know how goofy it sounds, right? Because like here, you see me trading Bitcoin, we're up $10,000, $12,000 right now. And most people think that this is the serious trading. Dude, I'll tell you right now, okay, we're making how much money on Bitcoin? 18,000 on Bitcoin? Dude, the monkeys trade is way more serious than this Bitcoin trade. I care way more overall about the monkeys trade long term, knowing the potential that's there, than some little Bitcoin trade here that's making 18K. This trade, this trade is a joke compared to monkeys, in my opinion. Truly, why would I lie about that? You know, I understand the caliber of the opportunities in front of me. This trade here in front of me right now is like a 7 out of 10 opportunity. Monkeys, like, that's such a rare opportunity that's going to come around. You may never get another chance like that trade. If you got in at a 1 million market cap, when I called it, 700K market cap, like I called it, you'll probably never see another trade like that in your life, ever. Possibly. It's possible. And anything can fail. This trade right now could dump back down and hit my stop loss, and we could be from up like 20,000 or 14,000. We could lose. Like, nothing's guaranteed. But if you can just understand the objective upside, what's possible and what's actually has a real shot at happening, then I know how real of a shot Monkeys has to get to $1 billion market cap. That's 1,000x from where we got in. I'm not gonna cut that off. I'm not gonna waste that opportunity. I rather let that opportunity go to zero, knowing that I allowed that opportunity the chance to grow into its potential, than cut off an opportunity early and at a ridiculous point, knowing the potential that I could have had, right? So what's the saying, right? People say, I rather live knowing that I went for it than have the regret of thinking, oh, what if I did go for it? Well, it's similar to like, I don't want to cut Bitcoin. I don't want to buy Bitcoin at $10 and cut it at $30 if I know the objective potential there. Same thing with Monkeys. It's the same thing. You guys forgot what it's like to be in a bull market. You guys forgot what it's like when there's so much, like, think about it. In a bull market, there's a net inflow of money coming into the market. In a bear market, there's a net outflow of money coming out of the market. So overall, everyone's been used to a net outflow environment. What it's like when more money is leaving the market than when it's coming in, because that's what it's been for the last year and a half. But don't forget what it's like when more money is coming into the market than coming out of the market. That makes a big difference for the price action, the euphoria, for the people's perception of the price, for people's perception of the valuation that something can get to. It's just a totally different game when you have net outflow and net inflow into the market. It's been overall a net outflow. But remember, we're gonna get to a point where it's gonna be a net inflow into the markets, and it's gonna completely change the game. All right, so let's see here. Told you guys my target. Right here. So we look good right now. I will probably take some profit up here. Set the stop loss to break even. If we come crashing down, we lock in like 20K. If we break out, we're getting a big payday. Very big payday, right? So either way, we're gonna be good. And that'll be the plan. So yeah, guys. Yeah, exactly. Who would have thought Doge would have made it that far, right? But to anyone early enough to see the potential of what could have been, like, I don't know. The point is, I know how much potential there is in things, and I'm not going to cut something off when it's only reached like 1% of its potential, All right, let's go over some rules for leverage trading. Okay. Not even rules, but just overall beliefs and thoughts. Okay. You should have a very small percentage of your net worth in your trading account. If you're not doing that, you're going to be a shit trader. That's point number one. How many of you have a $10,000 net worth and you have $8,000 in your trading account? That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. I'm just gonna put this here today. I'm not the most disciplined trader ever. Like sometimes I'll take entries that are not the best. But what I try to do to mitigate my my sometimes lack of discipline when it comes to entering trades is, one, every single time before I enter a trade, I control how much am I going to lose if I'm wrong. So then even if you take a bad entry, okay, you'll just select how much do you want to lose if you're wrong. So I'll say it. That's all you're doing. You're making an agreement with yourself. Okay, if I'm wrong, I'm going to lose $6,000. If I'm right, I'm going to make $7,000. And then you'll be like, that's not worth it. I don't want to risk $6,000 to make only $7,000 here, because given on the probability, and I feel like I could definitely be wrong here. So you know what? It's not worth it. I don't want to risk $6,000 to make $7,000. There's going to be another time like today where I'm like, okay, I'm going to risk $6,000 but to make 35K plus, but I'm confident that I can make that 35K plus, that it makes risking $6,000 worth it to me, right? Like I will risk $6,000 because I want to make 35K plus, and I think that's worth it. That's a trade, right? So also, if you have a very small percentage of your net worth in your trading account, then no matter how badly you fuck up, right, you're not fucking up that badly. If you only keep 1 to 5% of your net worth in your trading account, then you're fine, right? Like, worst case, let's say the absolute worst case, you blew 5% of your net worth in your trading account. It's okay, dude. You got 19 more lives, and 5% of your net worth gone in a trade is, obviously it's a lot, but you're gonna be okay. You'll live. What happens to most people, they got a $10,000 net worth and they put $8,000 in their trading account and they blow the $8,000, and now you only have $2,000 left, and now it's just, I don't know, it's an uphill battle. Now, I don't know. You can't risk too much what you got. But of course, when you're starting off with a smaller amount, like only $10,000, that's when you got to realize that it's like trading's not going to be the highest leverage opportunity you have for yourself. You could go make 200K outside of trading before you come to trading. It's a higher ROI. How did I time this? So yesterday, I told everyone, don't be shocked if Bitcoin rips higher, but it's 50-50. And for that reason, I was risking yesterday, I was risking $5,300, right? I told everyone, stop loss at 25,925. Then you can see I was up $1,000 to realizing a $1,300 loss, which was a $300 loss. I told everyone, closing out for minus $300 here. I prefer to have no position now. Slow start to the week. We can jump back in later. Okay, so we jump out. We lock in a $300 loss. Originally we were up 1,000. Then I'm just like, we'll come back later. Then I tell everyone, because it's 50-50, right, is that basically I don't want to have a position because it's too 50-50. Like last night when I went to sleep, it was 50-50. I don't want to gamble. 50-50, I can go bet on a sports game and get a 50-50 odds. I don't want 50-50 odds, right? So because it's 50-50, I decided to pull out. But then, the more I look at the charts, I think nothingness is bullish. It's hard not to be bullish on Bitcoin when it does nothing for so many weeks. Because 9 times out of 10, when Bitcoin does nothing, it results in massive moves higher when it finally moves. I'd rather risk $1,500 than risk 0 and have no position. But I also rather risk $0. I'd rather risk nothing than risk 5,300. So that's a happy balance here to match the market for me, if that makes sense, guys. Right? I'm like, I don't want to risk 5,300, but I would rather risk 1,500 than risk nothing, because like I'm just overall I lean bullish. Then once I woke up this morning, I was watching the price action. I saw we get this massive this flash dip that gets instantly slurped up. I'm like, okay, that's the price action I like to see. That is a really, really good sign. As we go sideways, now we got that price action. It was just, when I saw that, it got my attention. I was like, okay, this, I like this. This, you got my attention now, Bitcoin. So once I saw that price action, I knew, okay, we shouldn't be going below where they just slurped up this dip. Okay, because think about it. We just dipped, they aggressively slurped it up. We get this massive quick wick. So the way my brain shifts to thinking, okay, I'm going to take a trade where basically I'm going to bet on us not going below where they just slurped up the dip, right? So I moved my stop loss from here. It was at 25,946 yesterday. I re-entered the trade today, and what I changed the bet. I changed the bet to, I'm going to bet we don't go below this low. I'm going to bet we don't go below where they just slurped up the dip completely with that bullish price action I saw. So I changed the bet. I changed the trade. I changed the setup to moving my stop loss up to here so I can get a tighter stop loss, put on a bigger position and risk right here, $6,000, if that makes sense. All right, let's set take profit here at 27,230 for some of the position. 27,230. Let's take out 20%. Let's take out 27,300. 27,300. Let's take out another, I don't know, 12%. And then let's take out 27,400. Let's take out some more. 27,400. Let's take out another 27%. All right. So in total, we'll lock in 17 Bitcoin. 3 plus 7 is 10. 17 Bitcoin out of our 36 Bitcoin position. So that'll be like 40% of our position locked in up here, if we can get there, which we should. So we do that, we should lock in. That should be around $12,000, I think, roughly. We should be locking in 12,000 here. I might want to lock in more. We'll see when we get there, but for now I just want to have something ready. And then we'll go from there. So I don't see any reason for us to be topping now. Like, look, a lot of people look at this right now and they see a red candle. So what do? They jeet. They want to get out. They saw their profit was like 0.8 Bitcoin and now it's 0.62. So they'll jeet. And like, dude, I've seen crazy things happen where, bro, we could round trip and go to zero here and lose money. We could still lose 6,000. But the probability of that's pretty low. So I'm not gonna play the low probability. I know the probability we're gonna hit here is like very high. So if I get fucked, then I just accept that. Like, I'm not gonna be mad at myself if I lost 6,000 here, because I understand it's a very low chance that when we're so close to this level that we're just gonna instantly dump from here and get fucked, right? But still, I'm always ready for that, right? Like, guess who I have to blame? If the market all of a sudden just mega dumps from here and I lose $6,000, who is there to blame? Myself. It's not the market's fault. It's not anyone's fault. it's on me, because that would be then my choice to not have taken profit now on some of the position and set the stop loss to break even. I'm in control of the trade. There's no one's fault but my own for anything that happens here. So I'm making the decision, understanding, yeah, extremely high chance we're going to hit here. So I'm comfortable not taking any profit for now, and just, if I get fucked, then that's fine. I accept that, because I understand how low of a chance that is of happening, that if it has to happen, so be it. But I accept that. So that's how we're not jeeting out. If you look at a 1 minute chart, like some people out there would do, I don't know, they may look at it and be like, ah! I don't know what people do, to be honest, but point is, hold in here for here. Then there's a chance we could break out much higher, especially based on Bitcoin over the NASDAQ, based on the fact that we've been underperforming the NASDAQ for 2 months now, hit major support, and there's a lot of reasons for us to be able to break out. It doesn't mean we will, but this looks pretty fucking promising. So we either get here, yeah, that's all I'm playing. Take some profit here, and as long as we're able to secure some profit here, then everything is good. No matter what happens, I'm happy. I'm cool. So just want to be able to take some profit there. If we dump back down, fine. If we rip out, beautiful. So that's all I'm doing. NFTs, I love Valhalla, and I love Remilio, and I love Miladies. Let's look at another chart here that I am keeping in consideration, which is total 3. So this is an interesting chart. Total market cap excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. So this is all the altcoins. So this makes me think, this is a factor that leads me to believe that pain would not be over in the market. Why? Do I feel like explaining it, or do I just want to maybe call this stream? I don't even know. I'll explain it. So this is a major level, and it's far more likely you come hit that level and even go slightly lower than that level before bottoming, or go down here. So I know for altcoins are more likely to come down to these levels in the total market cap, meaning altcoin market cap has more downside, most likely, right? Based on the pattern. I know we're more likely to come hit down here. So that means the altcoin market has another 10% to 16% maybe to the downside should we hit those levels. Which obviously if altcoins have another 16% to the downside, then you would think, all right, and we're probably not fully bottomed out yet. Now, of course, this could just be us front running the level. So here's the bottom, and it gets front run, and maybe everyone waiting who has their bids down here, everyone waiting to buy altcoins down here, they're just going to get left behind. You're not going to be able to, because bam, we front ran that bottom, and now everyone who has their orders down there waiting is not going to get them. I mean, it's very possible. That's why I'm looking at the pattern. I'm saying, yeah, it's more likely we come down here, but it doesn't mean we have to. It doesn't mean we 100% will. So this is overall a factor that leads me to believe that pain would not be over, in the market at all, but it's not guaranteed. So it's just, you know, it's still a little difficult to say. But anyways, I might call it stream. I think it's been long enough. I think it's been like an hour. Explain some stuff. As long as we get up to here, I'm a happy man. Be locking in profit up here. And yeah, not a ton else to say, I don't think. Another thing is, if you don't want to get fucked, you want to be certain you don't get fucked, yeah, that's in your control. You could take profit right now, and 100% certainty you win. If you take profit now, 100% certainty you can't get fucked. That's your choice though. If you decide, no, I'm going to stay in because I believe it's a higher probability we're going to at least tag up here before anything else. It's all trade-off. Could I be wrong and could that backfire? Of course, but the probability is low and I'm responsible for myself and the results I have, and that's it. It's up to you, man. You could lock in half right now. Let the other half run. You could lock in all of it and run. You could lock in 0 and wait for your target to hit. It's up to you, dude. Isn't it better to stick to your rules and see through the trade? What is your take? It depends. It's hard for 100%. Sticking to rules, personally, I'm not a fan of sticking to like rules, definitive rules 100,000%. What I'm more committed to is my beliefs and just my overall beliefs than any specific rules. Like, I have a belief that I thought I had it up here that, you shouldn't have a large percentage of your net worth in your trading account. That's a belief. And because I believe that, I'll never have a large percentage of my net worth in my trading account. Because if I truly believe that, then it's easy to act in line with that. So, but when it comes to specific rules like, I have to, as soon as it's up 10%, I got to lock in 10%. As soon as it's up 30%, I got to lock in 20%. I don't believe in that stuff, right? I don't believe it. So if I don't believe it, it's hard to follow it. It's hard to truly think that that's the right thing at all times. Because rules, if they constrict you too hard, then it's not going to allow you to flow. And, I don't know, I like being free. So yeah, I'm not rigid with rules, but I am strong in my beliefs. And that's, if you nail your beliefs of what you overall truly think and what you truly are in line with, then you play based off your belief. And like I said, I always say you shouldn't have a large percentage of your net worth in your trading account. I always say like that I'm happy to sit out multiple months if I have to. I'm happy to not trade if it means waiting and just being patient for a great trade. And like I said, I haven't taken a big Bitcoin trade in like 2 to 3 months, it feels like. Actually, I believe the last big trade we took in Bitcoin, the last trade I made 100K plus on, I think it was right here, right? We longed Bitcoin right here, remember? We longed Bitcoin, if you're in the alerts. We longed right here, and then after pumped, this is not the best thing to do, but I was very confident on the price action. So obviously we longed the bottom, but I went small, okay, which is not what you want to do. You want to go big at those points, but it's hard to say sometimes. But anyways, I went small here and I went big here. And, you know, some would say that was risky because this was support, resistance, and I went big right here on the edge of that resistance after this pump. But I was confident and I was comfortable with my risk to do that. And then bam, we pumped out and I closed the trade right here. But I forget how much we made on that trade, but look how long it's been since we took that trade. It has been 1 month. I don't know. I accidentally zoomed in on this crap. Let's see. Crap, I don't know how to do this. I don't know though. It's been, I think 3 or 4 months. I think it's been 3 months since my last 100K plus profit trade on Bitcoin. It's been a long time since I took a real position. So I waited, and I've taken some small trades here and there, but very small trades just to trade, just to feel the market a little, just to have some skin in the game, just to feel it, not get rusty, I guess, just to try something. But overall, like my last real position was over here. That made like, I forget exactly how much that trade made, but I think it was over 100K. And I remember we started this year off, right? So in January, we made 140,000 right here. Then, I just remember January, we made 140,000 in one trade. February, we hit another $100,000 plus trade. March, we hit another $100,000 plus trade. And so I haven't hit a $100,000 plus trade on Bitcoin since March. So think about that. That means I went April, May, June. It's mid-June. So I've went 3 months without hitting a 100K plus trade in the alerts on Bitcoin. I'm not forcing it. That's fine. I'm okay with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, January, February, March, all 3 months back to back to back to start the year, I hit 100K plus trades. And then I go 3 months without even trading. I'm trying to flow. I'm trying to be efficient. And I'm very proud of the way I've stepped back away from the market the last 2 to 3 months in Bitcoin. I think I've done an incredible job of staying the fuck away, not trading, and just watching. And hopefully I continue to do a good job of that. I know a lot of people in the alerts have left because I haven't been sending out trades for like 3 months, 2 months really. And that's fine. People can leave. Part of being a good trader is not trading. So, yeah, I'm happy. And yeah, I'm really happy we didn't trade much the last few months. So anyways, guys, I will see you guys later. And thank you for tuning in. And it's been a while, so I'll see you guys later. Hope you guys like the trade. Hope everyone makes some money. I'll keep you updated in the alerts if I take any profit or if I do anything. I'll keep you up to date here in Telegram. If you guys do want to join the Telegram, should be the first link down below this video. It's free to join my alerts. I don't charge you a penny. But that said, we have like a process where I have my email manager. He has to go in and approve and add credit to your balance, and that could take a week or two if you're trying to join for free. If you want to join instantly within seconds, you can pay, but you can get in for free. It could take a little because a lot of people try to join for free, and also I haven't really been trading the last few months, so haven't really been too on point with accessibility and getting in. So anyways, guys, I'll see you later. Point is, if you want to make your way in, you'll find your way in. I'm not really worried. I'll see you guys later.